I trained as a physio back in the 1980s. I trained in Auckland and followed pretty much the standard method that you do with physio. I got to work in hospitals and into private practice a bit. I worked with sports teams, and after a while I moved to Melbourne and had my own private practice there with partners and other employed physios, and we did pretty much everything. It was great. And then I got leukemia and everything changed then. I had the treatment that goes with leukemia, bone marrow transplants, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and ended up with 2 hip replacements. The bones of my hips lost their blood supply and crumbled over a period of about 3 weeks. So suddenly I found myself coming back to work as a physio and with 2 hip replacements, and I couldn't get them right, and that really worried me. When I found I couldn't fix myself, I wondered about the results I was getting with other people. I worried that perhaps they weren't finding that they were properly well again, or even better than when they started, which is what I wanted for myself. I wanted to be better than before my hips were in trouble. And so I started looking for other ways of working. I looked at all the movement methods, the Feldenkrais and Pilates. I looked at strengthening methods. I went to all the courses I could get to. I went into operations to watch what the surgeons were doing. We put fine wires into muscles. We did real-time ultrasound as soon as it came out. And really, none of it made any difference to the outcomes that was happening with patients. Because although I seemed to know more, it didn't change really what was happening for them. And I thought, well, maybe there's something else to know here. And in the meantime, my hips weren't getting better. Eventually, I realized I had to do a real paradigm shift. I had to change the way I was thinking about it. And I had to look at what was I actually doing with my legs? What were my legs doing? What was my body doing? What were my hips doing? And there wasn't anybody to ask. Nobody could tell me. So I did my first video of me. And I started spending more time in front of a mirror and looking at what I was actually doing. And I became, with my patients, I became more interested in what they brought to the party than what happened when they got there. That means, what were they doing before they had their accident? And how did that affect what was happening now to their outcome and to their rehabilitation? And suddenly the lights went on and it got simpler. And it came down to one thing: how were they using their bodies in the first place? And that's when I began the postural patterning. Posture being the way we use our bodies, and the pattern of it, the way you personally, individually use your body. And now there's an opportunity for you to come and learn the same things. This is where you get to learn how to look at your body and how to look at other people's, and to work out what you see means, to understand how to fix it, how to get back to a good, balanced body.